Hey guys, Chad here from Take It or Leave It, here with a little sci-fi horror desktop recommendation for you called Resurrected. Here's the synopsis. In a dystopian future, the Vatican knows how to resurrect people, and a priest discovers a conspiracy behind the resurrections and their possible link to a series of murders. Alright, before we get into this, I should say that this is a desktop film in which the webcam from a laptop and the screen on a laptop are basically what we see this whole movie. Kind of a cousin to found footage, but that can be a make or break factor for some people, so I just want to let you know that out of the gate before we dive into this. Alright, and with all that being said, why do I think you should consider putting this on your watch list? Well, first off, from the 10-minute mark to the 30-minute mark, the film shows us the first resurrection, the announcement of this capability of the Catholic Church, the global incorporation of this new capability / offering, and all the resulting consequences, reactions, and developments that would follow as a result. And I wouldn't consider that a spoiler at all, it's just to give you a sense of what the film opens with. And seriously, the writers of this script spent a ton of time really exploring how the world would respond to this announcement, and they really went down the rabbit's hole accordingly. If you saw my last review, it will come as no surprise that I started having questions along the way. And not only were most of my questions answered, but the film explored things that would be affected that I hadn't even considered. No joke, during those 20 minutes, I kept reacting out loud like, oh shit, no way, of course that would be a reaction to this. But then what about the resulting problem of, oh wait, yep, that problem, exactly. Yeah, yes, you'd have to introduce those kinds of people to solve that problem. Dude, that would be nuts if that really happened. That's me in a nutshell for those 20 minutes. It was an absolute blast to go down this rabbit's hole case study, and I became really enthralled by this exploration and really commend the writers for going into so much depth and creating such a fascinating future, as well as the production team for designing and producing such detailed websites and articles that were captivating to read. That's right, I was so enthralled that I paused the movie many times to read the details. They had me hook, line, and sinker. Secondly, you might be wondering about the first 10 minutes of the film. Well, that time is the equal and opposite of the world building that we just discussed. This is a character development section that introduces the characters, sets the stage, and introduces the conflict in a very, very personal and intimate way. It was smart to get us attached to the characters first, then explore the globalization of resurrection, such that when we return to our characters, the connection is already made, and I was curious to see how they were impacted. And I must applaud Dave Davis, who plays the priest. He's fantastic in this, and a lot of this film rests on his shoulders. I totally bought his character, and it doesn't hurt that he's also charming as hell, and I really look forward to seeing what he does in the future. And lastly, now that the characters have been introduced and the world has been developed, the remaining hour introduces a disturbing curveball that results in our main protagonist unraveling the mystery behind a conspiracy potentially involving the Catholic Church. Being along for the ride as he's finding breadcrumbs and fitting the puzzle pieces together was very fun and exciting, and legitimately creepy a couple times. And it doesn't hurt that this rabbit's hole doesn't just fizzle out, which these films can be susceptible to. Instead, it builds to a pretty explosive ending that is definitely macro in scope, which I very much appreciated. One word of caution, the film does a lot with a lower budget, but there are one or two times in which this lower budget stood out, most notably during a one-on-one fight scene. But if you like what you've heard so far, then I definitely wouldn't let this deter you from seeing this movie. This film has elements of Missing, The Da Vinci Code, and The Conspiracy, which, by the way, if you haven't seen 2012's The Conspiracy, it is a great little found footage movie. I adore it. I watch it from time to time, and it still holds up. I love it. But those are just my thoughts. Take it or leave it. What do you guys think? Have you heard of this film? Does it sound kind of interesting to you? Let me know down in the comments section. Let's talk about it. And as usual, guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'm Chad from Take It or Leave It, and I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey, man, get off my case.
Oh, man. Chicks don't want to hear that shit.